Infiltrating the New Age movement. When it became clear that there was no way to stop the planetary ascension cycle that would commence in early 2000, more friendly enemy deals were made. This allowed the Thothian groups to expand their resources towards directly targeting awakening starseeds and indigos, as well as began to infiltrate and hijack the growing New Age movement. As the platinum ray and higher frequency transmissions were streaming into the planetary grid network, simultaneously the Thoth group enlisted the support of the Galactic Federation crew to oversee the entire New Age channeling movement, in which transmissions were intercepted and infiltrated as faux greeting teams from supposedly friendly ETs. The heads of the secret space programs joined in with their versions, attempting to infiltrate key whistleblowers with accurate information that revealed the MyLab programs and their involvement with the galactic slave trade. Thoth groups form strategic alliances using the popular moniker of the Galactic Federation, making contact with selected members of the Cabal, government, and Illuminati bloodlines, who then started to widely infiltrate the secret societies, such as Freemasons and the Knights Templar, as well as the spiritual communities. The propaganda of the Galactic Federation as a pro-human ET group is used to derail spiritual awakening people and route them into the New Age movement. This is a bait-and-switch tactic, moving people into their respective mind control and assorted fear-based belief systems that make them compliant for subjugation. Many popular spiritual energy healing systems have been infiltrated by the Galactic Federation in order to track and tag participants for astral implants in the New Age population. The New Age movement, which includes channeling information from an assortment of supposed ascended masters, is primarily dominated by the Luciferian Sirius A groups, using the affiliation with the Galactic Federation and Ashtar Command as their most common signature. Additionally, false fronts and assorted websites were created for various popular ascended masters to manipulate and control the information that was being given about the ascension cycle and to hide the true histories with non-terrestrial entities among the awakening Earth population. Through the false fronts installed as operations for astral tagging and tracking in the New Age movement, intelligence data streams were manipulated to specifically attract indigos for astral tracking by these Thothian groups. There was, and is, an ongoing campaign specifically targeting Indigo 3s, in which the unintegrated shadow self in the hybrid aspects could be more easily bound for attachments, possession, and astral rape by these controlling entities. One of the most popular false front operations gaining prominence in the mid-2000s and ongoing was to direct artificial intelligence data streams from a fake Archangel Michael to assorted channelers in the New Age movement and blast these transmissions at high volume on the internet. The base of operations for these false channelings of Michael are located on the Golden Eagle grid, which was outfitted to be a psychotronic weapon. This is used for transmitting disinformation to mislead the public, or small nuggets of truth laced with poisonous lies to damage discernment. This was intentionally directed to indigos and starseeds, with the attempt to derail their continued awakening and eventually track them for body snatch or dark portal possession, when that human soul is under the guise of being communicated with by Archangel Michael. Thothian Anunnaki groups organized a militarized style of psychological warfare tactics with the Galactic Federation to further prey upon the spiritual and emotional desires of a primarily Western Judeo-Christian population, to lead them into the false ascension matrix on the astral plane for soul capture during the death passage. The Luciferian Thothian groups currently transmit a range of twisted half-truths in ancient esoteric teachings of ascension to guru and seeker archetypes that are purposely geared towards the consciousness enslavement of its audience. Many of the channeled transmissions are based in the information that was disseminated in the timeline of the Atlantean mystery schools, the Brotherhood of the Snake, which had acquired ancient written translations of stolen coded information in the Law of One records. These records were accessed and translated by Thoth, and then subsequently repackaged through the release of the Emerald Tablets. The Emerald Tablets transmissions into the New Age movement are heavily hijacked and embedded with artificial intelligence and mind control programming in order to attract those spiritually awakening with Atlantean or mystery school memories, and then tag and track these groups for mind control and spiritual oppression. This false ascension information has evolved into the New Age spiritual movement, in which groupthink mind control was implemented to target hidden subconscious fears, while directing the conscious mind in the personality to explicitly remove or block awareness of any unpleasant aspects and dark topics. To prevent a person from facing fears head-on or blocking perceptual vision, there is a strong transmission of mind control conditioning through the constant reinforcement of negative ego behaviors and self-deception that encourages the denial of the existence of darkness itself. The New Age groupthink that is cultivated by the Thothian Anunnaki groups is polarized in astral delusions of bliss and complacency, which further encourage the harmful states of fear-based denial and deception. These systems reward the lack of personal responsibility for one's actions and the continual refusal to address the dark, unpleasant, and shadow aspects of reality. Most people who live in denial of the existence of the darkness in its many forms are absolutely terrified to face the true and accurate facts of what is happening on the earth during the planetary ascension cycle. The people that are the most terrified of darkness or traumatized by fears are the most prone to the New Age mind control hijack. Unresolved and buried fears necessitate forms of denial for those that are too scared to face their fears, and thus they will defend their false beliefs at all costs, because the belief system is what gives them the illusion of safety. Denial is putting up a thought barrier and arguing against an anxiety-provoking stimulus by stating it doesn't exist. Denial is refusing to perceive the more unpleasant aspects of the external reality. People that are stuck in the New Age hijack of denial tend to also use spiritual bypassing as a way to explain away uncomfortable feelings. Spiritual bypassing. Spiritual bypassing is an act of denying the truth in the name of higher consciousness as per the New Age belief system, such as the refusal to help others or have compassion for those that are suffering. As an example, this commonly happens to the victims of satanic ritual abuse and black magicians, who are many times told by the New Age groupthink that they brought these dark attacks on themselves because of their karma or negative behavior. This is generally explained away flippantly because the situation is considered to be negative and that forgiveness must be administered. Yet people are not willing to explore the negative energy in the situation because it is believed to lower one's vibration. Spiritual bypassing is generally an ego defense mechanism used by people that identify as light workers or on the ascension path, who are unwilling to see negativity or look at unpleasant truths happening around them. They consider these unpleasant truths to be negative energy that lowers their personal vibration, so choose to ignore them and pretend they don't exist. They label these events or classify those people that are truth seekers, that share this level of information with others as fostering negativity and fear. As a result, they tend to be apathetic people easily manipulated by dark forces with a weakened moral character and lower ethical standards in helping their fellow human because their version of reality is selective or even delusional. Spiritual bypassing is an act of pure egoic selfishness in the guise of projecting oneself as an evolved and higher consciousness person. The profile of this person is that they ignore or downplay certain events they consider negative in order to protect themselves from being mentally or emotionally triggered. As a result, they deny the truth or make convenient assumptions in order to rationalize the reasons that the tragic event has happened to another group of people. Usually the blame is squarely placed on the victims, without any feelings of empathy or compassion. As an example, it can be assumed that children being used as sex slaves or for satanic ritual abuse have karmic reasons for being killed. Therefore, they don't have to do anything about it because they need to maintain their high vibration, and all is in divine order.